Overall, I agree with your sentiment. Overall, I do want to push back a little bit and just say that the hobby is not tanking. Even when I said that prices are coming down, and even 2 years ago when I said the hobby is going to crash, it did. Technically 30-40% down is a crash. I don't know what else to say. So there's some technicalities to these things. Again, the pandemic pushed cards 200 to 300% above value. So when there was a correction, a major correction, like I said, a tanking, a crash, 40% coming down, you still are far above before pandemic levels. And that's what I think everybody needs to know. The card values right now are still well above pre-pandemic values. So I don't really know what the actual value of these cards are. That's the problem. No one does. What I will say is that there's definitely room to go down because the balloon has still not bust. So that's why, and I said this last week, the hobby is going down very, very, very slowly. So it's being, so last year it was down, let's say 5 to 6%. This year it'll be down 5%, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. So just be aware that as you're buying cards, the trend is down. Now, I don't know how long this will be because, again, we also are dealing with inflation. And if inflation comes down, then yes, your sports card values are going to be in trouble because inflation coming down means that no one wants to pay that much for your cards anymore because the dollar is going to be worth more. Therefore, it's not going to be a real value there. So there's a lot of macroeconomics things I know that gets real complicated. I don't want to do all of that on this channel. But my point being is that when you look at card sales, look at what the comps are, and then kind of put in the back of your mind that if you're looking long term, that you have to look to the downside. So if you're buying a card, you have to think about it. That card's probably going to be down anywhere between 5 to 15% in the long term. And so you want to be picking up cards at a price that you're comfortable with losing to 5 to 15%. If you're comfortable with that as a collector, buy your cards. If you're not, then wait. Because there's too many cards out there anyway, and everybody eventually has to sell their cards. And that's what's happening now. All the baby boomers are giving their cards away. The ultra modern cards are coming down no matter what. So you can always pick those up. I like the Mahomes rookie analogy because that is a very good example. For me, I'm no longer really buying base rookie cards. I am looking for autos of these top players because that just kind of makes it a little bit more exciting for me rather than just getting base cards. The vintage, I like base, but in modern, I like autos and I like auto patches. So that's kind of what I'm looking at.